People paint him out to be a loner. I wouldn't say he was a loner. He attached himself to my crowd of friends. I wouldn't say he was a close friend. I wouldn't say he had any close friends. But he kept to himself sometimes when he wanted to, and other times he could be very outgoing and get involved with things, but he wasn't your average student. About his home, we never went to Jeff's house. We never went in his home, and that was because we had heard from neighbors, fellow students that lived in the neighborhood, that his parents fought bitterly and that his house was not a place you want to spend any time because of his parents. You know, Jeff really didn't invite people in. He didn't invite you over much. And I think in a way maybe he felt embarrassed about the situation at home that his parents fought so much.
He was quite an enigma. He could make people laugh. But what made him different about that was that he always made himself the target of ridicule in doing that. He would always set himself up in these very bizarre situations, and often people laughed because they were so embarrassed, and embarrassed both for him and for themselves. One of the strongest memories I have of Jeff was that it seemed to me that he was drunk a lot. And beginning at a very young age, I first remember at about 15 or 16, and especially at the age of 16 was when I noticed that he was actually drinking in the open in school, in the classroom. And both astonished me, and also the fact that nobody seemed to notice or care, I found quite amazing at the time. It's very clear at the end that he was utterly, absolutely out of control with all of this. The bodies truly were piling up, literally were piling up.
He got massive stuff on.
He, at one point, had one in the bathtub and one hanging from the shower, and he slept with one in the bed next to him for a while simply because he didn't have time to dispose of it. I mean, it really points to somebody not who was in control of that, but who, in a sense, was being controlled by that. I thought the rhetoric at the trial took a very bizarre turn in that it was presented to the jury as though killing and eating and masturbating over dead bodies and having sex in the viscera of the bodies was just another sexual choice that Jeff had made. And it was clear to me, reading his very horrifying confession to the police, that it was anything but that. That the killings got more desperate for him, not calculating.
Jeff was really good at imitating people. He could imitate teachers. He imitated people who had weird speech patterns. He was very good at doing that, and he loved doing it. He was a great mimic. Several of us went to the mall with him one time for him to act out and do nutty, crazy stuff in the mall that we just would watch from a distance. Going up an escalator the wrong way and yelling at people. He had a lot of nerve to do stuff. He'd yell at people, out of the way, out of the way. And he'd be going up the escalator the wrong way in the store, which was pretty funny to us at that age. And I remember him trying health food samples that were being handed out in the mall, and he just filled his mouth with all these seeds, and then just another one, and then he just spit it all out, all over the place, just poof, all over the place in the mall, and ran away yelling, I'm allergic, I'm allergic. That's pretty funny. I mean, I wouldn't be able to do something like that at that age. I didn't have the nerve to do that, but Jeff could do it.